For Inside Carolina, I'm Taylor Vippolis, and this is a new video series called In the Moment, where I'll be going through some of the biggest moments in UNC history with the athletes that made them. Today, I'm joined by Luke Maye on the 3-year anniversary of his shot against Kentucky in the Elite Eight. Luke, first, thanks for joining me. And second, it's been 3 years already. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can't believe it, man. It's really pretty cool to kind of be able to look back. I mean, everybody has those kind of like timelines where like things pop up on like 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and to believe it's been 3 years since we went to the Final Four it's pretty crazy. So I'm very, very blessed to be able to look back on those memories and remember the times we had as a team and be able to think about all the good times we had.
The whole mantra of the season was redemption for 2016, but when the bracket came out and you guys were the 1 seed in the South and Kentucky was your 2, was there kind of extra motivation there to get another chance to play them, having lost a tough game earlier in the year against them?
Yeah, I mean, we really – it was an unbelievable game the first time we played them. And like some people even say that game is like one of the best games in college basketball history just because of kind of both teams scoring 100 back and forth, like really high pace. But, I mean, just that year we wanted to get back what we had felt like got taken from us the year before and to kind of do that for those seniors year before who had gone through so much. And we just kind of all summer worked on our kind of improving our games individually and as a team through pickup and workouts. And to see Kentucky back in our kind of region in the South after we'd already lost to them was like almost destiny. And we kind of we had a couple scares early, but we were able to kind of push through and find what we needed to do to pull out the victories.
Looking at the final minute of that game, when you're a team that is trying to hold on to a lead and the team you're playing against is just hitting tough shot after tough shot and kind of making that lead disappear, how do you maintain your composure to finish a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, we were up. I felt like we were down like 7, if I remember correctly, with like
5 minutes,
4 or 5 minutes left. And then all of a sudden we're up 6 with like a minute 30. And then like they hit 2 big threes. And I mean, it's tie game. And I mean, just how basketball is. And it's a game of runs. And I mean, we just coach put a great lineup in the game. And I mean, it just kind of worked out to our benefit, obviously.
Malik Monk hits the 3 to tie the game at 73. What was kind of going through your mind as Theo was pushing the ball up the court?
At first, I was just running, thinking I could maybe leak out and get an easy layup if he throws it over the top. And then it looked like Theo was kind of weaving towards the middle. So, I mean, I was like, all right, if he's coming towards the middle, maybe I can, like, pop out to the 3 and just, like, maybe if my guy stays in, I can just get an open shot. And Theo was driving towards the middle, and he saw me back up, and he pitched it to me and kind of set a pick on my man. And, I mean, Theo's just an unbelievable playmaker, and you see it now. Like, he does so much to the game that, like, many people don't realize. And just his thought process and his playmaking is second to none. And, I mean, I'm just very fortunate that he was able to pitch it to me in the right spot.
Sometimes as a shooter, like, the second that ball gets released that your shot's going in. Did you know it was good once it left your hand, or were you kind of waiting in anticipation like the rest of us?
I mean, it felt great right out the hand. It felt good arc, and I was a little worried it was going to be a little bit short, but it luckily kind of skimmed right over the front. And I mean, it was nice to kind of have that. I wish the time would have ran out being selfish, but I mean, with a little bit of time left, we felt like we had it in the bag. But it was pretty special, I mean, to have all my teammates be super excited for me and kind of my coaches just really believed in me. I mean, it was really, really special for me.
You had been shooting the ball well that game and in the previous 2 rounds. How big do you think that was for your confidence that you could make that shot?
Yeah, I think just any game when you're kind of hitting a couple shots before, you kind of feel like the basket's bigger. And any shooter knows that, I mean, when you get an open look and you've hit a couple, I mean, it's a lot more likely that it's going to go in just because of kind of the confidence and, like, shooting it without even any hesitation. And, I mean, to kind of have a couple shots going before, it only made it a little bit easier for me to kind of take it with confidence and just make sure I shoot it. I mean, I've shot that shot so many times in practice, and I think that's the biggest thing, just repetition. And, I mean, it worked out in my favor and in our team's favor.
Justin missed a free throw to push it to 4, and then his guy, Malik Monk, was the person who tied up the game. Has he ever thanked you for allowing you to make one of the best shots in NCAA tournament history?
Well, I mean, honestly, I should be thanking him for missing a free throw. Because if he made the free throw, the game is over. But we always joke saying that if he would have made his free throw, I wouldn't have been anybody that year. And it's fun just because we joke back and forth. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it worked out, and we're very thankful. At the time Justin missed a free throw, I was sprinting back like, come on, Justin, because like he always knocks his free throws down, and like for it to be a 1-and-1 and to miss the front end is tough. But I mean, luckily we pulled out the win and kind of were able to move on and win the national championship that year.
I think that's my favorite moment from the shot, where you could just see Justin's pure joy, where he's just like, let's go. But
could have ended it.
Yeah, exactly. Could you take us inside the locker room after a moment like that? What was that celebration kind of like?
So, like, I think it's kind of a new thing now, and I think somebody might have started it, like, just before our game, or maybe it might have been the year before, but, like everybody's got open water bottles, and, like, when coach comes in, like, everybody starts going crazy with the water, and now I don't really know where that came from, but, like, now everybody does it after big wins. So, I mean, it was just kind of going in the locker room and kind of having that satisfaction of going to the Final Four for the second year in a row was special. But we knew going there that we had business to take care of, and we were on a mission. And, I mean, we still celebrated like crazy after that game. But, I mean, it was definitely one little stop on our road to redemption.
Do you remember if Coach Williams said anything to you personally after the game?
He always talked about how he always believed in me, and he said it was funny because he was actually the one who wanted me to come as a walk-on at first, but I was able to get a scholarship all 4 years. But just for him to kind of see me kind of succeed and see me do well would put joy on his face, and that's all you could ask from a coach. I mean, just somebody who believes in you and wants you to be the best player you can be and the best person you can be, and that's what Coach Williams does for all his players.
Now, from the opposite side of that, Kentucky fans, they'll never forget the name Luke Maye. There's the video where the Kentucky bar, they're reacting, and you could see the moment where you kind of just rip their hearts out. You're one of the nicest people I've ever met, but what's it like to be public enemy number one when it comes to Big Blue Nation in Lexington?
Yeah, I mean, like DMs or things on Twitter about like kind of how I ruined their year, and I mean, I don't really think much about it, but like when I do see like a Tar Heel fan, and like they're always like, yeah, my best friend's a Kentucky fan, and I love rubbing it in their face. Like, I think it's pretty cool that like, and like I remember when we were getting our rings from the national championship the next year at the football game against Louisville with Lamar Jackson. Like all the Louisville fans stood up when my name was called, which was pretty funny, just because like Kentucky's an unbelievable team and an unbelievable like just college program in general, and to be able to have that against them is pretty special. And I mean, I'll always remember that, and I'll always kind of have that, I guess, shot over Kentucky, as you would say.
You hit the shot on Sunday night. You were in your 8 a.m. class the next day getting a standing ovation. From the first time I met you your freshman year until now, you've been the same person throughout everything. But did you see your life change after the shot in any way?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt a lot of people just like went out of their way to kind of try to get to know me, or like try to kind of help support me in any way they could. And I mean, it's pretty cool that like I walk around now being in the G League in Wisconsin, and I mean, people are coming to my games. I mean, they play on the billboard or on the big screen before the games, like my shot. I mean, just things like that. Just it's gonna stick with me. I mean, my mom just walked in, and I said I was gonna get on a call with you about it, and she was like, "Yeah, Luke, you're gonna be talking to people about that for the next like 20 years." But I mean, it's just special, and I mean, I just can't thank my coaches and my teammates enough. But I mean, I'm probably gonna throw out an Instagram later today. So I mean, it's a pretty special time, and I mean, through all this kind of turmoil, I mean, you can still see that sports really bring people together and try to kind of get people on the right path.
You were an All-American the next season, but that moment, that shot, it etched your place forever in Carolina basketball history, right up there with the MJ shot from 1982. What's that like to think about?
It's really special. I mean, to be even mentioned in the same sentence as the greatest player ever is truly special. And I mean, I've thought about that shot many times, and for MJ to hit it in the national championship and my shot to go to the Final Four, two of the best shots in Carolina history. I mean, I'll remember forever. I'll tell my kids about. I mean, it's just truly something special. And I mean, I still look back and with all the friends that I've made at Carolina, I mean, they all talk, all the new guys who come in who just say like, "Luke, man, I just still can't believe you hit that shot." I mean, it's pretty cool to kind of have people still support me and still kind of want me to succeed even 3 years later, as we've talked about. And I think that just speaks to the kind of people around Carolina and the kind of people that coach recruits and coach brings in, and then also just the men that they become after coach finishes with them. And I think that's speaks volumes for the program.
Thanks, Luke, for taking the time to talk with me today, for starting out my video series. I think you've set the bar extremely high for the next one.
Yeah, thanks, Taylor. I really appreciate you having me on. I really look forward to hearing it.